want to bring in John Kennedy now, Republican Senator from Louisiana. Sir, thank you for your time. Just to go through the rough details here, $310 billion for the Paycheck program, $75 billion for hospitals, $25 billion for testing. Sound about right to you for the moment?
It's about $450 to $500 billion, Bill. It's got money for the PPP, Small Business Program, hospitals and testing. The last bill we passed had money for small businesses, hospitals and testing. The problem is last Thursday, we ran out of money for our PPP program, the program for small businesses. There was and still is money left for hospitals and testing. Senator Schumer and Speaker Pelosi, instead of allowing us to refill the program last week for the small businesses, said we had to wait and do it this week to add more money for hospitals and testing when we haven't run out yet. That makes no sense to me. I don't know how many thousands of businesses we have lost as a result of this week's delay. And it does make me angry, as you can tell. I think it was wildly irresponsible. I've tried to see it from their point of view, but frankly, I can't, because I can't get my head that far up my rear end. We got to stop the partisan political pageantry and start thinking about working together.
You just heard John Roberts say it won't even be passed until maybe Thursday of this week, and we'll see if that date holds. In the meantime, as you point out, the burn rate's extraordinary, and Larry Kudlow is going to address that coming up in about 30 minutes. In Louisiana, the governor there says you're on track to reopen. Not yet, the governor says, but maybe the 1st of May. And what sort of consideration do you give there in Louisiana when you consider how hard Orleans Parish had been hit, and really in the early days of this pandemic, sir?
All areas of our state are not the same. You're right, Bill. About more than half of our cases are in the New Orleans metropolitan area, but our numbers are headed in the right direction in terms of the health side. They're not headed in the right direction in terms of the economy. I don't know how long the American economy and the Louisiana economy can stay shut down until they call.
Okay, all right, hang on. That's a doctor who's coming up in the next segment, Craig Spencer. He's in New York. But the Louisiana senator, if we can reestablish the line, we'll go ahead and complete the thought here. Because what's happening here is that you've got governors in South Carolina, Georgia, and also in Tennessee, who they believe certain aspects of the business community in those 3 states can move forward and reopen now. So I believe we got the senator back. Just go ahead and complete the thought, because I know exclusively in Louisiana, that's where you are. But, how much delicacy is given to these decisions that governors are having to make in 50 different states, Senator?
Well, it's hard for them. It's a choice between cancer and a heart attack. You want to protect lives, but you've got to protect livelihoods. I think we ought to follow the Trump-Burks guidelines. They make sense to me. You obviously don't open in a hot spot. And you to socially distance. You encourage your elderly and those with pre-existing conditions to stay in. You use technology to predict hotspots. You wear masks. Every industry's not going to be the same. This much I do know. The most important things in life aren't things, Bill. Life's important. But you can die from poverty, too. And I don't know how long this economy can stay shut down without collapsing, but I don't want to find out. And some of my friends say, well, we need to keep it shut down until there are no more coronavirus cases. And I don't see how that is realistic or possible. I mean, we will have burned down the village to save it. We'll all be living in a desert. So I think we can do both, save lives and save livelihoods.
Senator, thank you for your time, and thanks for hanging in there. Touch and go on the technology side of it, as you well know. John Kennedy, thank you in Louisiana. We'll talk again very soon.